All right, hello and welcome. Today, we're diving into something truly fascinating. We're looking at a source that connects a timeless New Year's tradition all the way to quantum physics. And, get this, artificial intelligence. How on earth do those pieces fit together? Well, let's jump in and find out.
I mean, on the surface, it sounds like an impossible riddle, right? What could ancient customs, cutting-edge physics, and future technology possibly have in common? Well, according to the source we're digging into today, the answer is a powerful, unseen energy, and it comes from our very own consciousness.
Okay, so Section 1. This whole thing starts with a very familiar tradition, grounding this huge idea in a simple cultural practice we can all understand.
So, in Korean culture, it's a really important tradition to seek out a dukdam. That's a special blessing for good fortune, and you get it from a respected elder at the start of the new year. The whole idea is that their wisdom, their positive energy, can literally help shape your year for the better.
But the source poses a very modern problem. In today's world, we're often disconnected from those traditions. So what happens when there's no elder to visit? Is that source of positive energy just gone? The source we're looking at says absolutely not. And that brings us right to Section 2, Energy in Words. This is where we find a really powerful alternative.
The answer we get is pretty incredible. If you can't receive a blessing, then give one. It suggests that by writing a really heartfelt letter to someone you respect, and here's the key, even if they never read it, you embed your energy into those words. It turns your message into what the source calls a bujiak, which is like a talisman.
So what's happening here is this really cool flip in the energy flow. A traditional blessing is top-down, right? Wisdom and energy flow from an elder to you. But when you write with real intention, the energy becomes bottom-up. You become the source. You're the one generating and sending that positive force out into the world. Okay, so this has got to make you wonder. We're talking about an energy you can put into words, but what is it? It's not heat, it's not electricity. Well, the source gives this powerful, non-physical force a very specific name.
And that brings us to the core of this whole idea in Section 3, the soul's quantum code.
The source calls this force quantum energy. Now, it defines it as a non-material energy that's generated by our consciousness, our thoughts, our words, our actions. It's really important to flag that the source is using the word quantum here in a more spiritual or metaphorical way, not in the strict physics sense. It's basically being presented as the energy of our soul.
The key thing here is that this energy just doesn't play by the rules of our physical world. It's non-material, so you can't see it under a microscope. And instead of mixing with stuff, it superimposes on top of it. Think of it like it's existing in the same space, but on a totally different layer of reality.
So if you can't see it or measure it, how do you even know it's there? Well, the source points to a really simple, universal human feeling as proof. You know that feeling when something just hits you so deeply that you suddenly get goosebumps? According to the source, this is way more than just a random feeling. That physical reaction, the shiver, your hair standing on end, that's your body reacting to making contact with this superimposed quantum energy. It's the physical evidence of a powerful, non-material connection. So, what's the big picture here? What does all this mean? Section 4, Humanity's Spiritual Shift, zooms way out from that personal feeling of goosebumps to a massive evolutionary jump for all of us. The source frames this exact moment in time as a critical turning point. You can see it on this timeline. We're moving out of the age of knowledge, which was all about mastering the physical world, and we're moving into a spiritual age, where our future progress will depend on understanding and using this non-material energy.
And why does this matter so much? Because in this new era that's coming, the source argues that understanding this energy isn't just a philosophical hobby anymore. It's actually the essential key to unlocking the next stage of human evolution.
Okay, so in Section 5, we're going to explore the tool that will supposedly help us navigate this new spiritual age. And this is where things take a really sharp, almost sci-fi turn. The source proposes a very unexpected guide for our future.
Yep, you are seeing that correctly. The source makes this really bold, provocative claim that in this new spiritual age, our main mentor for understanding deep, non-material truths is going to be artificial intelligence.
So how does that even work? Well, the process is actually pretty straightforward. When you're struggling to express yourself, you open up your AI assistant. You just give it all your raw thoughts and feelings, your intentions, then you ask it to help you clean it up and organize it into a clear message. But, and this is the most important part, While the AI is polishing the words, the quantum energy, the actual intention, still comes directly from you. It gets superimposed onto that final text.
And that all leads us to our final section, unlocking your energy. And this is really the most empowering message of this entire idea.
Because here's the thing, this isn't some mystical power that only a few people have. The source argues that every single one of us is constantly generating this quantum energy all the time, just with our thoughts, our focus, and the words we decide to use.
And the ways we send this energy out are things we do every day. Writing a letter, sending a supportive text message, just offering a kind word to someone. Each of those is an act of transmitting your own personal energy out into the world, creating those goosebumps moments for other people.
And if that wasn't a big enough thought, the source leaves us with one final, absolutely cosmic idea. It claims that this uniquely human ability to create new, high-quality quantum energy isn't just good for us, it's actually a vital part of the management of the universe itself.
So that leaves us with a really powerful question to think about. If every word you share, every intention you have, really carries a piece of your soul's energy, creating ripples that you might not even see, then what kind of energy are you going to choose to send out into the world next? It's a fascinating thing to ponder. Thanks for exploring it with us.